Record. Joseph Mack Stohlman grew up in Reading and Cambridge, New England. He is currently writing things in Old England and likes this because it makes him feel older. He enjoys watching trees and escaping from mental states of distress. I heard that one time he lost all knowledge of the meaning of the word excellent, but there are too many rumours to believe them all. If he met you, he probably thinks you're a nice person. Okay, Joe.
All right, hello. So these first ones are going to be from the collection that I wrote and is published now on Arthur Shilling. It's a collection of postmodern, or whatever you would like to call it, love poems that you might not expect to be love poems, but I'm sure that's what they are because I wrote them. Start from the beginning. For Meg, you are a green button on a velvet coat, and when you left, another woman came, sat down, and I was mad at her for taking up the space where the feeling of you was. For Lena, n'a rien d'être, 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 n'a rien d'être. My apologies to anybody who has ever spoken French or even heard it. To dubstep, wamp, wamp, wamp. You move each of my, you move each of my, you move each of my. For Olivia, sometimes I can see you from the back of my eyelids. You're usually smiling, but sometimes you're not, and it makes me hate you. Sometimes I can see you, but I usually can't, and it makes me sad. Do you remember how the water looked when those ducks paddled on? Do you remember when you cried and told me nothing at all? Ducks. Sometimes I can see you when I wake up. You scream loudest when you're silent, and you know I know. You scream loudest when you... For Charlena. You there! Did you realize that every time I see you, you've got a smile on your face? Did you know that when I was a little boy, I imagined you the way you are now? But now that I'm older, I realize that I was once a little boy, and that you're still the way you are now, and I love it. Did you see that one time that I floated off and no one could catch my string? And somehow your arms were long enough, so you did. Thank you. For the squat. Attention, dystopian wanderers. I regret to inform you that the hopeless, never-ending, horrible landscape that you call home is set for renovation, and therefore you must disperse from the premises. I realize that you're all having fun blowing holes in your heads and drinking each other's blood, but I can assure you that what we have in store will be much more important than your own self-loathing. You see, ever since we destroyed meaning and decided that you were all fit to live in terrifying darkness and silence, we've been missing the neon and pomp. So pack up your ket keys and acid tongues and stop your fucking and sucking. The party's over, you cunts. Sorry, Mom. For Lucinda. Hey, sunshine dress with what I think are yellow flowers. I think they're hello flowers, but they aren't saying much. I think they're falling sour drops, but I can't confirm. I'm trying not to look. Maybe if they were little yellow flowers, then I could look at them and say, hey, nice sunshine dress with those what I thinks. I think you're nice. I think you're nice. For the night sky. I couldn't survive in the Arctic in the summer, not without the night sky, not without that quiet dark, the warm black and sometimes dots of clarity that in the black, dark, quiet, warm space thing. It could be a thing or it could be a lack of things, but I'm just guessing that it's probably a thing enough that I could sometimes talk to it, and the warm black dark with the clarity sometimes in it wouldn't say a thing. For Harry, our delightful MC for the night. When I first met you, Harry, your lip was hairy, but I didn't know it was your name. Your mustache seems to filter the world inside your mind. It causes the words that come out of your face to make a bit more sense. I doubt you're Samson, but if your moo was magical, maybe the world would make a bit more sense. For Jessie, beautiful Bella, your hair is a mess. but the music it makes can be said as the best. Beautiful Bella, your teeth know the world. You command the people to dance with a swirl. Beautiful Bella, you gorgeous smoke. Who knew before now that you're really a bloke? This is the last poem in the collection, and then it's got a little PS at the end, and I'll just read that, and then we'll have a couple new ones. For love. I hate you, you feel me. I hate you so much, you feel me. I hate you so much, you feel me. I hate you so much sometimes that you feel me, and then I'm filled with love, and you feel me, and I love you. When I look at Meg and Lena and Dubstep and Olivia and Charlena and the Squat and Jessie and Cambridge and Lucinda and the night sky and Harry and Jeff and water and cigarettes because it's better than coffee and drumming and Lisa and love. I love you, love. You feel me. And I could never write this poem even if I had 1,000 years and 1,000,000,000 fingers, but I could try. And you could feel me. And I could hate you. P.S. When I'm tired and dried up, I just sit. And you're sitting there, but I can't see you because when you're sitting, I don't look. And when I'm tired and you're sitting there, I just can't sit, so I lean. And you're so many ands to me sometimes, but most of the time, I just sit. Anyways, I'm going to read some things from some random things that I've been writing recently and not recently. It is calm and on a Saturday, and I'm satisfied with sitting, or just sitting here sitting. It's calm on a Saturday, and I'm satisfied sitting. Is it sitting? Or is it satisfied standing, but slightly leaning on a mistake-made Y's and forked W's? Teetering on non-thought, I'm satisfied with sitting on this calm Saturday, and I'm warm, and it's calm. Well, that's the end of that notebook. I've got a bookmark here for some other ones. Ever doing somethingness is ever swimming fish, our net of ever swimming fish nets and scales from ever flowing fish nets that catch some things, and ness is needed and therefore necessary with the being of net. Net me with your net fingers and beautiful figures of fish that swim forever, and knotted knots that make no sense, with fish that are netted and nettled. I'm stung, and it itches. It seems like I'm sitting there and you're sitting next to me but on a different seat, and it seems like I'm talking to you, but sometimes I don't know, and I'm not sure about if I'm talking to you or if any of this is really happening. I take a breath, I look at you, and the moment's paused. Why can't I remember this? Why can't I see you, and why can't my mind see you? Seeing you is seeing you, and if seeing you is, then why aren't I? And why aren't you in this moment in my mind, and why can't I remember this moment in my mind, and why can't I ever do, I ever can't never can do? And I'm confused and scared that I can't write, but you told me I can, and it makes me believe that I might. And every sentence seems to start with seems to start and. And when I triple and or double what or double up on what I said, I think that maybe I might be doing it wrong. But you told me I'm doing it right, and that I can do it right, and it makes me believe that I can, but I just don't know right now. The flowing, ever-limping sentence structure of my feeble attempts at innovation seem to slow me down and keep me from being. I'm worried that I can't write anymore. I'm worried that I'll never again be that person that you saw, when you saw light behind me and in me, and that light really was there. I promised it was there, but I think it might be fading. No, I'm tired of thinking that I'm unable to write. I can write, it's just that I'm not so sure I have a suitable subject, and the subjects in my mind are subjectively shit, and the objects in my writing are objectively intangible, and therefore cannot be written about. But I can try. I can try, but I might not come out right. And then maybe you won't see that light ever again, and maybe my light has faded.